Yo, DJ!
Are you done mixing yet?
You're the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
You gonna dig this.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
I told these guys before we started that it needed to be a minute early. Why the only person early is the white guy? Why is the only person on time? See, now people want to straggle in. Now people want to straggle in. But you know, I told you to be here a minute early, and who late? The black people. The black people. Still moving on CP, boys. He can't do nothing with black people. Can't do nothing with black people. Boy, I tell you. What's up, Spotlight? What's up, Blue? Talk to me.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's good? Talk to everybody out there, to the people. Listen, and then CFL, black. What are you doing? Late? You know, like, this is ridiculous. I want y'all to know out there, I had a whole test call. All right. Had a whole test call for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, I had a whole test call. I'm like, hey guys, look, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna break it down like this. Bama's is still late. We literally got off a minute before I started my countdown, and Bama's still late. Next time I'm just doing it with Blue.
You know that sometime.
Next time I'm just doing it with Blue. At least I know he gonna be on time. It still ain't in here.
Scotty, Dalen Baldwin just got a 69-yard touchdown on his first catch.
Oh, come on. Stop playing with him. What's up, C? You late. You late too. Yeah, you late too. Yeah. No, ain't no. And the fireplace. You and the fireplace late. Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, y'all are tuned into the off-script edition to the Roundtable. We are on the Orange Blossom Classic. All right, listen, the biggest game of the freaking year right now, and we here to give you guys our opinions, our scores, our thoughts, and full flex, full force. All right, so listen, I'm not gonna pop it off because I'm usually always talking on this channel. I will let my counterpart, who was late, like dumb late, the one beneath me, go ahead and start pop it off. CFL, what are you looking forward to this game?
All right. Well, number one, I'm looking forward to see how the offense just handles adversity. Right. That's what I really want to see. If Shador throws that first pick, if he gets hit hard on a blindside sack, how is he going to respond to that? Because he is a freshman, and we don't know how he's going to adapt to the college game yet. So we all know everything is good, everything is gravy when you completing passes and you moving the ball downfield. But when that first bit of adversity hits, how are you going to respond to it? And I want to see that. I'm excited.
That's what's up. Blues on you. What you got? What you looking forward to seeing?
Man, I just want to see this Jackson State O-line. We heard all season about how it was revamped. They brought in this guy and this guy. And last year, the O-line cost them so many games. I thought the Southern game could have been closer. The Alabama A&M game would have been winnable. And you look at the offensive line, all the talent they brought in. Tony Gray's getting all the shine. Dylan Spencer comes in. I just want to see, can this offensive line hold up against a FAMU defensive line in one of the biggest environments? And if they can, Jackson State looks real good, but if they can't, then this game's going to get real interesting down the stretch for Jackson State.
Oh, I like that. And Spotlight, talk to me. What are you looking forward to seeing?
I'm just looking forward to seeing how they all respond to the hype. It's been all this build up. So I think at first it's going to be real sloppy, and then experience is going to me, is what's going to come through. The team who's like the most jail is going to come through.
For me, I'm for the bands. I'm here for the bands. I don't know. Listen. You see what I got on right now, right? I'm here for the Jackson State FAMU bands. That's what I'm here for, okay? Because I went to the Battle of the Bands last night. If anybody didn't know, I went to the Battle of the Bands. These bands was canceled on me. Didn't see nobody play. Saw two high schoolers. It was trash. Not an Air band member. Come on my channel talking about some bands. I don't want to hear it. All right, so listen, guys, we're going to have a few questions up. Listen, and also all the viewers, you guys are more than welcome to call in. I will answer your calls when we have like sections of it and things like that. But honestly, I'm ready to see the coaching and adjustments, because we all know, listen, last spring, Jackson State couldn't buy an adjustment, okay? Couldn't do it. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing this game, adjustments by both sides and how teams are going to play. All right, now first question off the bat, you already know what we got. What QB do you trust more? All right. Whoever wants to take it first, go ahead.
I'll go first. So, the only QB that I trust is the one that I know who's going to play. The one that I know who's going to start. Shador Sanders by far. His whole everything is riding on this game, man. If he don't play good, all them beats, all that kind of stuff like that, everybody already on his butt. Mm-hmm. So, he got to play good. He has to play good.
All right, man.
Go
ahead, bro.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Oh, well, It's gonna be a little shock, but I'm gonna go with Rashawn. I'm gonna go with Rashawn. But the simple fact that he actually has some game experience. He's he's led a comeback win before. He hasn't been on the field in a while, but I would trust him, being that he has some knowledge of what to expect going into a college football game. Shador, it's not that I don't believe in him. We know he's talented, but I haven't seen him yet. I don't know. We just don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Blue.
Shockingly, I'm gonna have to go Shador because even though McKay's a 4-year guy, I mean, how much more experience does he really have over Shador? And for me, Shador's been playing in this offense with with his dad and with these wide receivers all season as well. For me, I'm going to slightly go Shador because same kind of thing as HBCU Spotlight said. I don't know, is McKay going to play the whole game? I mean, the head coach said that they might rotate quarterbacks if things don't work out well. So I'm going to go with the guy who I know will start all 4 quarters. So I'm going to go with Sanders on this one, just by like an inch.
I was gonna go with Shador until you said something, Blue. I kind of gotta agree with CFL. I gotta go with Rashawn on this one. I got to because of the fact that he's a 4-year guy. Like, so he's been in the program. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's might not have had the game. He has some game experience with North Carolina A&T game, the Morgan State game. So he has played at the collegiate level. But I have to go with Rashawn just for, like you said, just a slight edge because of the fact of he has been in the program, in the system, knows Willie, knows the offensive coordinator. Like, he just knows that what they're looking for, what kind of team they have. So I would definitely agree with that. I got to go with Rashawn McKay on this one. Next question, guys. Listen, I've been in Miami for 2 days and it has not stopped raining. If it rains, what team do you think it helps or hurts? Blue, I'm gonna start with you.
Oh man, you see, I'm actually going to go with it. It helps FAMU more than it hurts Jackson State more, just because I think FAMU has to run the ball better, and I think Jackson State's going to try to come out throwing because we've heard all about they're 5, 6, 7 deep at wide receiver. So I think the game plan is going to be to get the ball to the playmakers on the outside. Anytime you try to throw the ball and you got to cut up field, cut up on the outside of outside the defense, you're prone to slipping. The ball's wet. Are they going to drop some RPOs? Are they going to drop some screen passes? Things like that. Running the ball is always safer. And for me, I think FAMU's first game plan is going to be able to run the ball due to the questions at quarterback. So for me, I think it helps FAMU and then it hurts Jackson State.
Spotlight's on you.
I go with the same thing. I think it's going to help FAM. If Deion didn't get that field fix, I'll pick Jackson State. But since they fixed that field, then I got to go with FAMU.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with it helps FAMU, but not for the reasons that y'all said. It's just because it rains a lot in Florida. Period. They're more used to practicing and playing in that weather. Period.
That's
so
Jackson
State is not.
Point.
And like said, had they not fixed that field, then I would have been a little bit iffy. Because they would have been used to those bad conditions. But they've been a little spoiled by the good treatment now. So I don't really know how they're gonna deal with bad weather now.
Man, listen, y'all have made some really good points. I think if it rains, it definitely helps FAM. It definitely helps FAM because at the end of the day, we all want to see what Jackson State looks like 5 wide and just throwing it around the yard. And if it rains, spotty like or drenches or downpours, I really think it hurts Jackson State's chances of really doing what they want to do, which is air raid the ball. And I think if you condense the field, you're playing into the hands of FAMU because now we can your 1 against R1, your 2 against R2, we're good. Where 5 wide starts to hurt you is when you start going to the 3rd and 4th and 5th receivers, and we don't have players because we know Jackson State's level is 7, 8 deep at wide receiver. That could be 2s on any other team. So I think that's where it hurts FAM. But I think if you condense the game, you shorten it up, make it in between the trenches, I think FAM has a strong play for this one. Any questions from you guys that you got outside of my banners?
I mean, for me, it's and this can go to anyone listening too. How much do y'all believe in Bishop Bonnet at running back for FAMU? Because for me, I think he's the X factor of this game. I've watched all these previews. I've read all these preview articles. No mention of the running attack for FAMU, where he's the senior leader. They've returned him. They also returned the touchdown leader at running back. But, I mean, how confident are you guys that FAMU can establish the run? Because for me, if Jackson State's front seven shuts down the run, I think this could get ugly for FAMU.
I feel the same way about that. I've been like looking into a whole bunch of stats and stuff like that. I've heard no mention of the running back at all. And I also feel the same way about the QB. He's been there for 4 years, and they were still shaky about him starting. You know, that's really, really crazy. He's been there all this time, knows the system, like back and forth. He's even won a game against NC State, and then they still like weren't sure about having him named the starter. To me, like that's kind of crazy.
AC, I think you're frozen, C. Yep, see frozen. Listen, so AC, go out, come back in on audio. So this is my thing with that, right? So if that defensive line is not fixed to the point that from what we saw in the spring to stop the running game, if I'm FAMU, I'm about to embarrass you. Do you hear me? I'm about to straight southern you because I don't have to put that much pressure on Rashawn then. If all he has to do is make, if all Rashawn has to do is make a couple throws and be able to run the ball like he's supposed to, then you're good to go. And that's what, and any offensive coordinator is going to want that. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that I don't have to put all the pressure on my quarterback. Oh man, we in there. What about you, CFL?
All right, we still talking about the running back from FAMU.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us? CFL. All right, moving on because he about to miss that whole topic. All right, next question for you guys. What matchups are you looking forward to seeing?
I mean, I guess I'll kick this one off. The only like I said it on our show, it's Jackson State's wide receivers versus the secondary of FAMU. I mean, if you don't get excited about seeing that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, FAMU led the FCS in turnovers in 2019. They got the best safety duo in the FCS with Collier and Marquise Bell on the back end. My questions for that though is Eric Smith is easily the top cornerback on the outside for FAMU, but can Bowler and Traquan Butler, who are the two top candidates to be the other boundary corner, what can they do? Because I promise you, Shane Hooks, Lanier, all those guys on the outside for Jackson State are going to come ready. I want to see what type of coverages they run, how they utilize, and get these safeties into the game plan. I don't want to see Bell come up in the box all the time. I want to see him back in coverage. Make Shador beat you over the top. If you can make Shador take risky throws, have to make downfield throws in inclement weather against an experienced safety duo that has like 60 games of combined experience, that's how FAMU wins this game. If they can't get Shador uncomfortable in the pocket and make him make, difficult low percentage throws, then Jackson State's wide receiving core is going to eat in the short yardage game. And they have to make open field tackles, guys. I mean, if they're missing guys on screen passes and short slants, and they can turn that 3-yard pass into a 15-yard game, that's Jackson State's whole game plan right there. So they have to make Shador prove that he can beat that secondary.
That's what's up. What's up, William Spotlight?
I feel the same way, but vice versa. I want to see Nugget. I want to see all those guys right there against what's known as the Rack Boys. So like they call themselves the best receivers in the whole SWAC. I want to see them prove it. And this is like no better time to prove against like what I think may be the best secondary in the whole SWAC. Like not even close. It's basically a SEC secondary. They had a guy from South Carolina, Shiloh. Nugget could have went to Georgia. They got Bolden, who went to Florida State. So, like, they have a power 5. Like, and then they coach by the best corner of all time. So we can see if the coaching and all that kind of gels right there.
That's real. That's real. I'm in the same area with you guys, and it can go both ways. You don't want to let Shador get comfortable. The same thing North Carolina Central did to Felix, is you cannot let a freshman get comfortable, because one thing I do say about Shedeur, his IQ is through the roof. So if he knows what you're about to do before you do it or anything like that, you're done. You're done. And on the opposite, same with you, Spotlight. Listen, if FAMU could shred this secondary apart, you're running through the SWAC, because there is no secondary corner DB wise that is better than JSU at this point in time. At this point in time, right now, you know what I'm saying? So this is a great barometer game. If you can step into this game, put up points, do what you're supposed to do. Your receivers get open. Xavier Smith is still Xavier Smith. You can go through the season saying, you know what, we probably just faced the best secondary in the SWAC, and we gave them the business. So you have a kind of a high you're on, going through the rest of the game. And then on the flip side, if the DB shut down, FAMU is literally saying, hey, that's probably one of the best well-coached teams you'll probably have to face, and we just shut them down. So it can go both ways. It definitely can.
I got a question for you guys. Would you like to see, because X is the top wide receiver regardless of where he lines up for FAMU, let's just be honest. Do y'all want to see Nugget travel with him? If you're the D coordinator, do you say, Nugget, you got that X man and he doesn't get a catch today?
I wouldn't do it. So if I was offensive coordinator of FAM, I would never have him on top of Nugget. Like that I would put him in every position away from Nugget. Now, if he travels with him on the outsides, then hey, that is what it is. But in the slot, I know they're not going to put Nugget in the slot to go one-on-one with Xavier. So I would scheme up everything possible to get Xavier away from Nugget. Now, if Xavier comes up to me as offensive coordinator and say, hey, coach, I think I can take him a couple times. Okay, we'll see how that works. And if it don't work, we going back to my game plan of putting you in the slot, sir. What's up with you, Spotlight?
I mean, to me, he's good. Yeah, he's good, but I don't think they should just game plan strictly for him. I think they should just play it normal to him, just like anybody else, because to me, like the talent is like from everybody else on the secondary is like top notch. Mm-hmm. So I would just like play it regular first, trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like that just builds trust. So don't just put strictly Nugget on him, and then like something happens to him, and then like you just messed up there. And then, but also think like what's name got some big receivers. Pruitt, he's a transfer in from Colorado State. To me, like that would be more impressive. Whoever can stop him. But I think Bolden, because Bolden's pretty big. He looked big on the show. He looked real tall.
Listen, that boy is big. When I went down to the camp, he is a legit 6'2". If they say he's legit 6'2", bro, like he's a big corner.
Yeah. So like if I was gonna put anybody on anybody, I would put him on him, because Nugget 5'9" or 5'10" and 6'6". I don't care how good you are, that's gonna be a tough battle.
I agree, but I don't, because he goes against Shane Hooks in practice every day. So, and not to say that their skill sets are the same, but you kind of understand how to deal with a big receiver, 6'5", 6'6", because you've practiced with one. You've seen what he tries to do or what he wants to do. Now, I'm not saying they're the same player, but if I'm Nugget and I've gone against 6'5", 6'6" corners, I feel kind of comfortable in my ability to be able to withstand that, because honestly, the only time a 6'6" receiver works is when the ball's in the air. That's the only time being 6'6" is your benefit. Any other time, you in my world. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give it. I kind of have to go both ways on that one. All right, here's CFL. Let's see if you got some questions to answer. Oh, my bad, Blue. Steve, you good?
Man, I have to get a new phone. Yeah.
Oh man, listen. All right, so you good to go? Question that hey Blue, react your question to C.
So I was asking how Jackson State's going to scheme up for X. Would you have Nugget travel with X all game to shut him down, or how would you scheme the secondary to shut down what the FAMU wide receivers want to do?
See, I actually thought about that matchup a lot. I even had like a video a while back on it. I'm tempted. I would be tempted to put Nugget on X, but I wouldn't do it. I would trust Al Young enough. I would see what Al Young could do versus him, or at least Isaiah Bowden, because Isaiah runs a 4.3.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see what them two can do at least before I make that decision, because Nugget shuts down one side of the field, so I don't want to take him away from that. Just by having him on Xavier all night. The thing with Xavier is you ain't gonna shut him down. You're not gonna stop him, but you can't contain him. You can try to contain him. So he's going to take charge of who it is. He's going to make plays good portion to not get discouraged when he does, and just continue to adjust what he does.
Hey, CFL, you're still breaking up, so you're gonna have to come back in on audio, my guy. It works. It will work. Yeah, come back in on audio. Boy, that boy is struggling down there.
I gotta get in the chat, man. Hop in the chat.
You gotta get in the chat. Boy, that boy is struggling.
I'm not gonna lie to. It's kind of it's kind of weird being on this side because some of these comments I'm looking at don't have nothing to do with none of the stuff that we're talking about.
Facts, right? That's what I'm dealing with all the time. Just people be saying whatever. Hey, Cut had a family thing. That's the only reason why Cut couldn't be on here. He's definitely part of what we call ourselves the new SWAC order. Boom, 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 boom. We don't have no SWAC hour, so we just made up our own little crew or whatever. So new SWAC order, baby. All right, so listen. All right, so no, I don't have any callers, so we still good to go. All right, so let me see what else I got up here. Go ahead.
Like what transfer? Because like it's a boatload. Like what transfer are y'all looking most forward to seeing play?
Now's Gaddy. Gaddy. And the funny thing is, I saw his dad at the Battle of the Bands. He came up to me. He was like, yo, off script. I was like, what? Like what? He said, you don't know who I am, do you? I was like, no. He's like, I'm Now's Gaddy's dad. I was like, oh. I thought he was about to shoot me, but nah, he was like, "Hey man, I love what you do. You're a real one." And he was like, I said, we gonna see on Sunday how real your son is. He said, "Yeah, we gonna see." So I'm actually really excited. His dad, I met his dad. His dad's cool. So I really am excited to see Now's Gaddy and Shiloh. Those are my two. Go ahead, Blue.
Okay, so I'll give you my bias pick. And then I'll give you my real one because being an Auburn grad, I was in class with Coinus Miller at Auburn.
Okay.
Before he transferred. Like I know him real well. Like I know like people real close to him. And I was so excited when he came to Auburn. He just got caught up. I mean, when you look at what he was playing behind Derek Brown, who was a top 10 pick. Well, who's getting on the field over Derek Brown? It's just not going to happen. He's just that good. They had Big Cat. They had Marlon Davidson all going to the NFL. But for me, I want to see what Coinus Miller can do on the inside. He was Auburn's second highest rated recruit in that recruiting class. And Auburn listen, I know some Auburn players. I was a tutor. Coinus Miller was the number one D lineman they wanted in that class. I want to see if he can live up to the potential. And Auburn did not want to lose him. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Auburn was pissed about it. And the other one for me is I want to see Wadman. I know he's not technically he's like a transfer, but he was still a freshman. Malachi Wadman to me has the highest ceiling of any transfer on the field for Jackson State. I think he's that good. I mean, when you watch his highlights, when you look at what he did in high school, I think the comment out of all the receivers they have to have one, the best chance of being drafted, and two, I think he could be the best number one receiver for Shador in these upcoming years.
That's what, hey, Blue. Hey, listen, y'all getting some Auburn insider information right here. Stop playing with us right now. Make sure y'all go subscribe to these two-man channel, HBCU Spotlight. CFL has been in here. He's been on and off with some technical difficulties. And make sure you go subscribe to my man, Blue, like I said, in Spotlight. Go ahead, Spot. What you got? What are you looking forward to?
All right, so I got two. Quaydarius Davis, just because his highlight tape is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. He's not on the roster, so he's not going to play.
Damn. Well, Katron Evans.
Okay.
Just because like he's a freshman, so he's kind of raw and he's humongous and he's a Tennessee transfer. Well, I guess a transfer, but like, he didn't get to play over there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like SEC talent should eat in this game.
You know, listen. If we're talking about, like I said, I want to see Now's Gaddy because the hype around him compared to what his stats say is one thing, but I gotta see what that. Listen, D end is a pivotal point of a defensive position. We all know that people get paid big money. All right, so you got to show up. You got to show up. Quay is not the only. I think Quay is not playing because he has either a concussion or some type of injury, but he is not on the game day roster. He is not on the game day roster. I've seen it. He's not on it. All right, I got a caller. Let's take a caller real quick. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me. Hey, guys, let me know if you can hear him.
Hey, what's going on, Oscar? This is Edo Joe, man.
Talk to me.
I ain't really got too much to say, man. But this shit, how I watch the fucking A&T game. This shit here, what y'all doing? This shit better than motherfucking ESPN, man. Y'all need to do this shit every weekend for the game of the week, bro. That's all I want to say, man.
Hey, appreciate it, Eno Joe. We might do that for real. We definitely might do that. I appreciate that.
All
right. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
I'm calling from Mississippi.
Hey, you're kind of coming in broken.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing, fellas? Calvin calling from Mississippi.
Talk to us.
I can't hear you. Hey, so I listen to all y'all podcasts and whatnot. I'm subscribed to all y'all channels. I do appreciate what y'all doing. It's good shit. I don't see this being a shootout. I see this being a defensive slugfest tomorrow. And I see the difference is going to be special teams and depth from Jackson State, because Jackson State, all y'all know that all the players they got too much talent, and they're not going to be starting, but they're going to be getting rotation, which means they're going to be getting better. Later quarters, they're going to wear a fan down. And some of those players that could be starters are going to be playing special teams. Now, if they showed up the kicking game, which they should have, I think it's going to be Jackson State. But I think it's going to be a defensive slugfest. Kind of like you'll score 24-17. I think it's going to be somewhere around there. I don't see a blowout. That's all I got to say. Appreciate y'all. What y'all doing, though.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate it. What do you guys say to that? A defensive slugfest. What do you guys say to that?
That's exactly what I said on my channel. I said if you have either team scoring over, in my opinion, 30 points, it ain't happening. I mean, when you look at the strengths of the two teams, you have the two of the best secondaries, in my opinion, in the SWAC, and then you have two quarterbacks that combined have taken maybe 50 snaps total. I mean, and then you have unproven running backs, and then you have some good wide receivers, but both those lines got some questions. So for me, if either team scores over 30, I will be thoroughly impressed with the game plan and the production from the offense side of the ball. And one of the defenses must have had a terrible game, because in my opinion, I cannot see, especially with the weather, either team having just an outstanding offensive day.
I think they're going to score just because that's what I want to see. I want to see a whole bunch of points. I think the kicker's going to ruin the game, so it ain't going to be no 17-0. Ain't going to be no 6-0. It's going to be it ain't going to be no kind of field goals. I've already learned that about the SWAC. If we trying to bank on the kickers, then you probably lost. So I'm kind of picturing a pretty kind of high scoring game, kind of in the 20s though. The high to mid 20s.
Okay, listen. So for me, from the previous two regimes of them playing, I don't think any team has won more, has beat a team more than 5 points, if I'm not mistaken. So from the last two times, both teams have upgraded their roster. Both teams are coming in with the hype. Both teams should be both rusty, because the offense of Shador and the offense of Rashawn have not played in some time, or against real competition. So I think the defense is the only real continuity that you can trust in, especially this early in the season, because it's all see ball, go get ball. You know what I'm saying? So I really think, and like you said, Blue, with the weather, I think a defensive minded game is what we're looking forward to. Let me get another caller in here. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Turn your background down.
Hey, this is Jeff Gunn calling from over here in Germany.
What's up, Jeff? Talk to me.
Hey, guys, this is an excellent. Yeah, I just want to say that, hey, I enjoy all the shows. I'm a subscriber and follower and watch all 3 of you guys' shows, or 4 of you guys' shows. As for the game tomorrow, as I look at the rest of the teams, college teams playing, seems like the ones that didn't play in the spring last year are coming out looking rusty. And I got a feeling that's what FAMU is going to look like tomorrow, especially we still don't have that quarterback situation nailed down on them. And I think that's the air. I'm giving this slight edge to Jackson State only for that reason. FAMU hasn't played in almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, and I think it's going to be a low scoring affair. I don't see this being high scoring at all.
Hey, appreciate the call, Jeff. All right, so pretty much he's agreeing with our point. Let's get to another caller real quick. See what he got to say. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to us.
Bro, what's up, Scotty?
What's good?
Your boy, in my opinion, I think the two players of this game could possibly be either Peyton Pickett for JSU, and also another player for JSU that I think people is overlooking is Warren Newman. I think he could do some big things on special teams in the field position. But that's all I got. Thank y'all.
Hey, appreciate it. Hey, I like that. You know what? I ain't even gonna hold you. I totally forgot about Warren Newman and the fact of what he could do.
The fact that nobody talks about him is mind blowing to me. I mean, if they don't have him in the slot, I will be mind blown. Mm-hmm. I mean that his size and speed. You saw what he did 4 touchdowns. What in the Alabama A&M game?
Yeah.
So he can ball out. If they don't have him in the game plan, I'll be shocked.
I think for me, he's like the next thing for our quarterback security blanket. Listen, 3rd and 2, and you manned up on Newman is a guaranteed first down. I don't care who you are. I don't give a damn who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. What you got on this spot?
On that one, like I ain't really got nothing. I ain't got nothing on that point. What you say though? Like you just said like if anybody 3rd and 2 is lined up on them, like they're gonna get a first down.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Not Nugget. We're not talking about Nugget.
Yeah.
We're talking about Warren Newman, the slot receiver.
Yeah.
That boy shifty. Automatic. Oh man, look who's here. Go ahead, Blue. You got it.
Oh, my bad.
Look who's back. Look, you good?
Man, nah, I ain't good, bro. I'm not good.
It's all right, man. As long as you're here now, we got you. So we've been just kind of throwing some topics out here, taking some callers. So we got another caller real quick. Let me get to him real quick.
All right,
hey, caller, you live? Talk to us. You on the round table.
Yo, what's going on, bro? This a G from Killeen, man, via New Orleans, bro.
Talk to me.
Yeah. My question is, if it came down to a field goal kick, which kicker would you trust? The kicker from FAMU or for the kicker from Jackson State?
I appreciate the question. Thanks, man.
All right.
Go ahead, CFL. You haven't been on here in a while. Go ahead, take that.
I've been hearing pretty good things about Bailey from Jackson State. I really have. So I'm inclined to go with him. I'm inclined to go with Bailey.
I feel the same because like they don't talk about kickers at all, but they was hyping this like signing of this. I guess he was like a 4-star, but I'm not sure how kicker stars work. But they was hyping him up a whole lot. So
it's a 6-point scale for kickers. They have like 6 to like 1 stars, and like you have to go to like there's like a series of like I think it's like 10 camps around the country, and your performances at all those camps is how they rank the stars. So like the best kicker in the country might be like a 3-star on 247, but in kicking ratings he'd be a 6-star.
Ooh, I'm telling you, like that's the information you get on Blue Bloods, and that's the stuff you get because I ain't even know. I would take a SWAC kicker to save my life. First of all, if somebody had to kick a field goal from the SWAC for me to be saved, I'm talking to God off rip. Okay, that's just one. 2, I'm not picking no Jackson State kicker. You couldn't pay me to pick a Jackson State kicker. So anybody, it could have been the Salvation Army kicker. I'm taking him over a Jackson State kicker tomorrow. So FAMU is my kicker of choice. I don't believe in nobody on Jackson State kicking because I saw what happened in the spring. I don't give a damn if it was him or not. I saw what happened in the spring. It was awful, atrocious. Okay, atrocious. All right, so let's get to these predictions real quick. Our predictions. Go ahead, Blue. Or who did you have winning?
Man, so on my show, man, I had Jackson State in a close one. I got it 27-21. I can see it come down to like a last-second drive where either Jackson State scores to go ahead late or Jackson State pulls like an interception or shuts down Fam on the last drive. I think it's going to be a one-score game all game. But just right now, I think the depth on defense is just a little bit stronger on Jackson State side. And I have more confidence in Pickett to establish the running game than I do FAMU. So for me, I got 27-21 Jackson State this weekend.
That's what's up. What you got, Spot?
So just to go against the green, because everybody seems like everybody who I've seen has already picked Jackson State. So if all y'all are wrong, I'm going to be the only one right. So I'm going to go 28-21 just because I trust the coaching over on Fam side more, just because like they've been together longer. Yeah, the talent may be better on Jackson State, but I think it's going to take them a while to kind of mesh a whole lot more. So I'm going to go with FAMU just based on coaching.
All right, CFL's on you.
All right, so I really had it at 28-24. I think Jackson State pulls out at the very last second. I think the defense is talented enough to hold them off for at least one stop that they'll need. But, I have heard – the reason why I think it'll be that close is because I've heard Willie Simmons say, yeah, not only did I study Shador's high school film, I studied the offensive coordinator's film, the offense that he ran before the one that they're running now. I studied that as well. So I think they'll get to Shador so much in the first half, making it a close game. But I think the defense, the JSU defense, will make the one stop that they need. And I think Jackson State offense prevails and get that last touchdown.
All righty. For me, I had it, I believe, if I can remember right, it was 27-17, something like that. It was like 24-17. That was my score. 24-17, Jackson State. Listen, and the only reason I picked Jackson State is because I have been riding with them for so long. I deserve to give them the first game. It's a straight heart pick because everything in my head is telling me pick FAMU. I believe in coaching. I believe in continuity of coaching. I believe in you've been doing this before. I believe Willie has been a head coach at PV. He's been an offensive coordinator. He has taken his bumps and bruises all the way up to his position right now. And for me, that is the key, because I don't care how much good talent you have. If you're not putting players in the proper places and positions to make them be successful, you're going to lose the game. So that was mine. I had Jackson State 24-17 and one last touchdown or whatever, something like that. Now, I got a caller. Let me take this caller real quick. Mr. Lomax, talk to me. You on the round table.
Hey, gentlemen. Look, Scotty, man, I appreciate this, bro. I'm looking at your podcast. We're looking at the YouTube. We appreciate Blue Bloods. Corey, that's the man. That's my man right there. We all hooked, I'm subscribed to all y'all channels. I'm going to make my thing short here. I hear what you're saying about Willie from PV. PV ain't never beat Jackson State, sir, with Willie. So he has a terrible win streak against us. My question is, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Florida A&M just have a huge changeover with their coaches here about a month ago? And if that's the case, that's what I'm looking at. Everybody's talking about the kicking game. And I'm going to tell you, my prediction, I told you 21-point win. I've already been on the record with that, on your wax, as they say. And I appreciate y'all guys. Look, man, yeah, our running game going to be superior on that, and that's what's going to really pull us through this, and it's going to help balance out that offense. But again, my question to y'all, gentlemen, the coaching staff at FAMU, I just thought I heard the guy from Spotlight say that coaching staff has been together longer. I could have sworn, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, I could have sworn that they just really came together here about a month ago, and they still ain't picked the quarterback. But y'all fellas, give me your input on that, man, and I'm looking forward to listening to the show.
I appreciate it, Mr. Lomax. All right, so I'll take that one because I know I said they've been together longest. I know the offensive coordinator is new. I don't know anybody else that's new.
The running back coach is new too. It's Shane Tucker. It's his first season as the running back coach too.
Okay, and then the offensive coordinator KJ Black. That's his first year.
Yeah, like did they say something about him like possibly leaving? Like other schools want him and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was very highly touted as an offensive coordinator, and he's been a previous quarterback in the SWAC as well. So people definitely were looking out for him. CFL, what do you got on the coaching staff?
See, that's a bit of a problem for me. that's a bit of a problem for me. If both of those guys are new, I think you need to be there, for a while. You need to develop trust with your players. You need to know what play to call in what situation with the talent that you have on your offense. I'm not too confident. I'm not too confident in our coaching staff. That's true.
Got you. All right, I got another call on the line. Let me take this real quick. Hey, caller, you live. You with the Roundtable. Talk to us.
Hey guys, y'all doing a phenomenal job on this show. Y'all should do this every week.
Thank you.
Hey, I was just calling in because I feel like, even though it may rain or whatever, and it may be a little bit slippery out there, but the guy from Liberty that we got, that Jackson State picked up, I think he's a heavy-legged guy, and he's going to be able to pull us through, even though we may not have the air attack going. Also, you got to remember that we upgraded on the offense and defensive line. All those guys are at least 300 pounds. It's going to be very hard for FAMU to run on us. So I think that we have the advantage due to that.
Hey, all right. Appreciate the call. We'll answer your question. All right. Thank you, sir. Hey, before I go, all right, Blue, I want you to take this because you and CFL can take this one because, and I'm a comment after you guys go because you guys are Power 5 watchers. I know CFL, you're an Oregon fan. Blue, you are a Auburn fan. So, and you've seen lines be 300 pounds on both sides and still be trash. So please explain to these people, and you too, CFL, please explain to these people that weight isn't everything.
I hope listen, anyone who's in this chat needs to just go watch the highlights of last night's game against Virginia Tech and North Carolina. North Carolina, a top 10 team in the country, got 4-star recruits, 5-star recruits all over the field, got handled, like manhandled. I mean, the quarterback, Sam Howell, who's a top 3 quarterback in the country, took a one-step drop to throw a quick slant, and the nose guard hit him right in the mouth before he could take that one step. I'm dead serious. Like, I was watching the game last night, and I about threw up watching the blocking. And if you get pressure up the middle, that's the problem. I mean, because for Jackson State, it's really the tackles I think are going to be fine. They got some solid tackles. It's going to be the 2 guards in the center. If FAMU can get pressure up the middle, that's where problems happen for a young quarterback, because once he gets into his face, that's the quickest angle to the quarterback is up the middle. He's going to get right there in his face, and he's just going to launch it. And guess what? Marquise Bell and Antoine Collier, you can't duck a ball with those guys because they're going to pick it off. So for me, the 300-pound offensive lineman, that's all great. You got a lot of weight, but can you move? Can you execute? And I said it on our show, the biggest thing as a former offensive lineman is chemistry. Chemistry is the number one thing that matters. That's why you see these Alabama offensive lines that have huge turnover is early on they struggle a little bit because they don't know where each other's going to be. You have to do the little signals, let your guy know the blitz is coming here, the blitz is coming there. I want to see 1, the chemistry, and 2, the interior of that defensive line be as strong as a lot of these Jackson State fans think they can be.
What about you, CFL?
Yeah, see, I get Jackson State fans being hyped about the size that their offensive line has, but what they don't understand is that size really is not everything. You need agility to go along with it. You need some type of athleticism to go along with it. Your footwork needs to be okay. Like if Trey Johnson, the starting tackle for JSU, is 6'7", 300 plus pounds. But guess what? If he ain't got the agility, if he can't get out his steps fast enough,
dang, God, just dropped. Yeah, that hurts. That hurt me. It was getting good too. If he just don't and drop. God almighty, boy. That boy is struggling. But I wanted you guys to take that question and Spotlight. If you want to jump on there too, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a little bit. It's definitely not as in depth as those were. Which I should have went first, but I just want to see what's gonna happen when they hit Shedeur in the mouth for the first time. You know, because he's been talking all this kind of stuff. I've been seeing all teams like post like almost like op type stuff on there, like posting like all kind of like Chicago music and put his picture on there. Basically, after he said that thing during SWAC Media Day, he put a target on his back, like a big target that he didn't even have to do that about. Just like talking down on everybody else, saying that they went there because they wanted to, not because they had to. So I just want to see what's going to happen, like how that offensive line or whatever is going to jail or like whatever they're going to do to protect him and how he reacts to just getting hit.
Got you. So on the offensive line tip, and I'm a just piggyback off everything Blue and partially what CFL said. It's the athletic and the IQ, right? Because people don't understand the center is usually one of the smartest people on the offense, not on the offense, on the offense, because he has to understand the line, the pass blocking. The quarterback is calling out the mic. So from there, the offensive linemen are talking with each other to pass that information along. Hey, I got this guy. Hey, I got that guy. You got this. Okay. And let's not act like when Blue, you can kind of piggyback off this too. When I'm taking on a head-on blocker or there's nobody over top of me, I have to keep my head on the swivel as an offensive lineman. So I'm helping, I'm chipping here. I'm still looking for stunts, twists, any type of stuff. So it takes more than just being 300 pounds and being 6'5". It takes knowledge, agility, the IQ, the knowledge, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A good base. So let's not just act like, oh my God, I got a 6'7", 300-pound guy and the world's going to be the greatest thing. Because if any level of football has told you, people get embarrassed no matter how big they are. You know what I'm saying? So let's not act.
Well, also the thing, if I'm FAMU's D coordinator, I will never blitz the same 4 guys on any play in the first quarter. I would bring the D in, stun them into the middle. The defensive tackles shoot out. I'd blitz the linebacker, drop the other defensive end. What you want to do is not allow Jackson State to communicate. Listen, they all might be big, but guess what? Like you said, if that center can't call out where that D tackle's going, he's going to step to block here. And guess what? He's coming in the B gap right behind him. Yep. And for me, they have to confuse Jackson State. What I like what Virginia Tech did last night is they would walk their linebackers into the gaps. The D ends would stand up and back up. And when the offensive line's looking, you only got one dude in the stance, which was the nose tackle. Which of the other 6 guys are coming? And I would test that athleticism off the edge. Bring Marquise Bell one time off the edge in the first quarter, blind side. Let's see if that left tackle can get that drop step quick enough to stop Antoine Collier, to stop Marquise Bell. If I'm FAMU, the key to the defensive line is, yes, we might not have the stars, the athletes, the size, but what we do have is the advantage because they have to react to us. So what you need to do is keep them guessing. And when they go to the sidelines and the offensive coordinator and Dion sit down with that team and say, well, what are they doing up front? The best thing for FAMU is for them to say, we don't know. They did 3 different things, 3 different ways, 3 different times. Yeah. That's the key. Keep them confused. That's what Virginia Tech did with UNC last night. That's why the best teams have the most creative defensive coordinators. How they bring pressure is so key. If they just rush 4 defensive linemen every time, FAMU's losing this game. I'll go ahead and just put it on wax. They have to be creative in blitzing. Bring your athletes to pressure Shedeur because you have to load the box to stop the run early anyway, most likely. If you can get pressure on Shedeur, it's going to be a problem for Jackson State all game long.
Man, great. Listen. I've been trying to tell y'all. I'm telling you, Blue is the real deal Holyfield. If y'all not subscribed to the Blue Bloods, him, Brandon, Zach, and Brandon be on there doing their thing, man. I'm telling you, if any information I need outside of just college football in general, I call up. In my line, Blue, I call you up and I'll be like, yo, help me. Hey, what's going on with this guy over here? And you just run down everything you need to know. I love it. Gotta love it. I'm telling you, he'll give you all the information. Now, listen, 2 more questions, guys. A couple more callers, and we're gonna be out of here. All right. Any other games you guys are looking forward to watching the SWAC around college football? Just kind of give me your play. SWAC first, Blue. Because we know you everywhere today.
I'm about to say, do y'all want FCS, Group of 5, Power 5? I could go a whole list, man. We dropped like 22 previews this week for 22 different games. So for me, Alabama, A&M, South Carolina State's the easy answer for me. And then also Sunday, the Grambling versus Tennessee State game is going to be a big one too. We're going to get 2 huge questions answered about what those 2 teams are going to look at. And then at the Power 5, man, there's anyone who doesn't watch Power 5 football, who doesn't turn on Clemson, Georgia, you're missing good football. There are probably 35 players that are going to get drafted from like those teams combined. I mean, their backups will be drafted in like 4 years. I mean, that game is so big. Those teams are so great. And how often do you get a top 5 neutral site matchup between two teams like that? Those are the 3 games I'm looking forward to most. And then, of course, I'll have Auburn on like my third TV up in the corner, just kind of paying attention out the corner of my eye. But other than that, the Georgia game is the main one tonight. But the Grambling game tomorrow is huge.
Got you. What about you, Spotlight?
Yeah, so for SWAC wise, this definitely got to be the Grambling versus Tennessee State, because that's Hickbottom is playing against his old team.
Yep.
So that's going to be a humongous game. I'm not sure if they have that much talent that like to kind of go around them, but I already know like in the group, so that's going to be memes. Like he got to win the game. Like he has to win. Like you can't leave and then get blowed out by a team that didn't win the game in the spring.
Yeah.
So and as far as the bigger college football, it's definitely got to be Georgia versus Clemson. Like this right here is like normally a national championship type game, but it's like the very first game of the season, which I also think SWAC schools need to kind of look more into that too. Like play just like how Jackson State versus FAMU is. Like the first game should kind of be one that people want to see. Like we've been waiting for football all this time long, and now it's finally back. So it should be something that we want to see, not some you versus some random team.
Come on, man. Pass the collection plate because he out here preaching.
I know people don't want to hear this, but these other FCS conferences been making some statements that 2 Big Sky programs upset FBS teams this weekend. That was the third ranked team in my like FCS conference rankings. And then I remember we had a comment when you did that live show. Someone said, "Oh, the Missouri Valley is just North Dakota State." South Dakota State beat Colorado State on the road by 20 points last night. Put it on them.
Come on.
Put it on them. So listen, South Dakota State, Eastern Washington was the other team, and I forgot the third team. FCS is making a statement right now, and then one of the teams from the FCS that just moved up in Charlotte just beat Duke. North Carolina A&T better come to that game prepared, because that's a winnable game, even though according to the comments they aren't playing well. I haven't seen the score, but that's an upset alert game right there when they go see Duke.
I like it. And they got
FCS.
You
I'm
see
not
that?
sure how it works.
Go ahead.
So, like speaking of FCS, like I'm not sure how this work, Blue. But to me, like this year, just by watching these kind of like couple games, the quarterback play has been really shaky from like big teams. So if it's gonna be any year that somebody pulls Steve McNair and like gets in the Heisman race, this will be the year. If what's name really gotta like get on some like draft boards this year, he got to show out. Glass got to show out this year against the draft boards.
It's such a unique year because, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I can't remember a last time in the Power 5 where Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia. I mean, everybody has like new or inexperienced quarterbacks starting for them. There's so much youth everywhere. And then on the flip side, Oregon's got a new quarterback. Notre Dame's got a new quarterback. Everyone in the top 10 does. It's weird, but in the top 10, Iowa State and Cincinnati have the best quarterbacks and the most experienced quarterbacks in the top 10 right now. So you're absolutely right. If Akil can go out there and ball, this is the year to do it, because none of the other top quarterbacks in the country are draft eligible. You have Malik Willis at Liberty. You have Sam Howell at UNC and Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. Those are really the consensus top 3 quarterbacks. And then everybody else is unproven. So Akil Glass has such a unique opportunity to really put his name on the main stage. And if he can go out there and do what he did in 2019 and limit his turnovers, get the ball to his playmakers, and if he can put on a show when Jackson State comes to town, that game's going to be on ESPN, that could be his like Heisman moment and or like his NFL draft moment where they turn on the film and it's like, well, that guy was supposed to be at Georgia. That guy was supposed to be at South Carolina. That guy was at Auburn. If he can go put on a show on TV, that's huge. And then today, Sam Howell had 2 interceptions and almost lost to Tulane. And Sam Howell had a 3-interception performance getting upset by Virginia Tech on the road. So everyone's struggling. Everyone's young. Akil Glass has the best opportunity to slide his name up in the 2nd and 3rd round, and he's already on the Senior Bowl watch list. I'm from Mobile, where the Senior Bowl is. I'll be in the city for the HBCU Combine. I'll be in my city for the Senior Bowl. We cover it every year. Akil Glass is already on Jim Nagy, who runs the Senior Bowl. He's his number one quarterback on his watch list right now.
Ooh, come on, man. Listen, you're not getting this information anywhere else. You're getting it on Spotlight. You get it from the Blue Bloods, and we just did the round table. I'm trying to tell you right now. Listen, the round table is real. I might have to keep bringing this back because this is some high level stuff right here. I'm trying to tell you. All right, now listen. My games of the week, of course, South Carolina State, Alabama A&M. That man, Akil Glass, is back in business, baby. He's back to do what he wants. Now, my other game is Alabama versus Miami. Listen,
they're getting smacked.
Sir. Can I just talk about my game? Can I just talk about my game, please? Can I talk?
Go ahead.
Listen, low key, I am a U fan. Very low key. I'm a U fan. I love Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin went to the U. You know, love me some U. And I like Derek King. That's the name, right? De'Aaron
King.
You know what I'm saying? I like a little trash talk. You know, it might not have been against Alabama. Shouldn't have done it against Alabama. But I like a little trash talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's in Southern versus Troy. Standing in the SWAC. I think that's a very winnable game for Southern. And if Ladarius Skelton comes out throwing the ball like he needs to do, I believe they have a chance to win that game as well. And FBS, you know, that's my man Blue Bloods over here, so he gonna give you all that kind of understanding with it. So last question, guys, before I go, if you didn't, it's cool. Valley 35-0, what did you think if you saw the game?
I'll let you take a spotlight first because I had some players from Murray State on my channel, so I know like exactly how they felt about that game.
Yeah, I mean, I was let down. I can't say I was shocked at all, but I definitely thought he's gonna pinch him. Like they didn't do nothing. Like, come on, man. Y'all, it looked bad. It looked like they were just falling down. Like the blocking, it just seemed like it was just bad. Like the other team was doing like whatever they wanted. It was running over people. It was just bad.
I'm gonna go before you, Blue. I'm gonna go before you, and you can bring it home, Blue. Okay, I watched the game. I watched the game all the way to. I'll be honest. I watched all the way to halftime. First of all, I'll say the SWAC needs to watch out for Valley. All right, I'm gonna be very clear. People watch that game and they say, "Oh," but if you really watch the game closely, it was always Valley's one mistake that ended up being a detriment to that game. Like, so it would be a 3rd and 15, and they would do a halfback. Murray would do a halfback draw, and it'll go for 15 or 17 yards. Then on that same drive, they'll score a touchdown. It's stuff like that you have to clean up to be a great team, or just to be a good team, or be a competitive team. Those situations can't happen. On offense, would be the same thing. They're 3rd and 1. It'll be a false start for Valley, and now they're 3rd and 6. Now you're making it that much difficult. It's little things like that change the game for them. The running back for Valley is a freaking problem. He is a grown man. I'm trying to tell the SWAC right now, if you think you about to just walk over Valley, you're in a hurt. That D-line was legit. They need to work on that quarterback situation with Reagan. He is not it. I'm sorry, Valley. Pick somebody else. Their offensive line needs some work too, because the right guard was getting murdered. I mean, I thought I saw him on first 48. I'm serious. It was bad. So that's my opinion of it. Valley is a problem. I love Coach Ken Evans. If you watch the play calling, he just schemes it up just right for it, make it that much simpler for his players. I'm telling you, he's special. Go ahead, Blue. Wrap it up. You got it.
I mean, I know some SWAC fans don't watch all the FCS. Murray State was in the OVC championship last year and is the favorite to win it this year. Now that Jacksonville State left the conference, that's a legit team. They'll be in the playoffs this year. And for me, it was really just like you saw with that Murray State running back. Valley just had no answer for him. The kid averaged like 11 yards per carry. And just a little disclaimer, I'm a little biased. Stop punting to number 2 on Murray State. That's my guy, Malik Honeycutt. He's little Devin Hester. Stop punting to him. He's going to take it back on you every time. He's unstoppable. And he's legit. For me, it's the quarterback situation for Mississippi Valley, man. Reagan and Eason, man, are atrocious. I'm sorry. I don't like to put down players. That is just horrible execution. That is terrible. Get the transfer portal is open all year. Find you somebody. Find you someone who can read. And I mean, you have to. I mean, what? I'm looking right here. They had 63 yards passing, 2 interceptions, and averaged 3 yards per pass attempt. What is that? I got high schools that can throw better than that is horrible. And for me, Valley won't be able to compete in the SWAC until you find a quarterback. When you look at the SWAC as a whole, quarterback play is at an all-time high. Glass, Shador, I still think McKay has potential. You got Ryan Nettles at Alabama State. That's not a joke. I mean, these guys, Quincy Casey's is a backup at a program, and Mississippi Valley should have put him in a penthouse somewhere in the Hilton in the nicest city they could have, because the fact they didn't land him and started these two guys is atrocious. But Valley won't be a factor, man, until I fix the quarterback battle. But I was impressed with the defense in the second half, and that run game is going to be legit. But I don't care how good Evans' play calling is. If you have that quarterback, you're going to get blown out every game.
You can't do nothing with it. And when I'm saying play calling, guys, and if you didn't really watch the game, if you see it, it's a lot of very simple routes, like very under slants. It's nothing really difficult. It's just like, hey, once you get the ball out, because he saw that he couldn't block anybody, so he would go 5 wide, 4 wide, and literally just do drag routes and under routes and pick routes and all type of stuff. Like, it was just ridiculous. And I feel for Valley. I feel for that quarterback situation, but I hope Dancy and them are going to get it together. And like Blue said, their second half adjustments are legit. They will adjust to you appropriately defensively. Offensively, who's to see? But yeah, that's it. One more thing before I let you go, guy. Blue. Somebody said UAPB blew out Jackson State. What do you have to say about that?
Man, listen, y'all act like UAB ain't legit. They lost 2 games last year?
Mm-hmm.
That's a legit team. Like, they were a conference champion, and Jacksonville State just was outmanned. They played horrendous. I mean, let's just be honest. They had 2 All-American quarterbacks on that roster, and they played like they played at Valley. Those quarterbacks did not play well. I still think Jackson State will compete for the ASUN, but right now the ASUN is Sam Houston State's division conference to lose. Let's just be honest. But Jacksonville State was still ranked. They played a really good FBS team that people just underestimate because I guess they get overshadowed by Auburn and Bama in their state. UAB is a conference champion, and they're the favorites to win the CUSA again this year. I promise you, they would have blown out any team on the field that night. You put up any FCS team on the field with UAB, they would have won that game. I personally don't take much away from it. Jacksonville State will be fine until I see them against an FCS team. I'm not going to say they are garbage or anything. UAB is just really good, to be honest, and people need to put some respect on UAB's name.
Got you. Hey, appreciate you guys. Listen, we'll talk about this offline, guys, but I mean, people are loving this. We might be able to try to put something together more often. I know, Spotlight, you are the hardest working man in the business when it comes to, your schedule. So we try to plan around you and CFL schedule. But if the fans are asking for it, I'll do my best to bring it back. And we'll switch platforms. You know what I'm saying? We'll have it on Blue's channel, have it on Spotlight's channel, have it on CFL's channel, have it on Cut's channel, so we all can enjoy the benefit of it. But so we'll see if we can do this more. Hold on, one more. I got one more caller, guys, before we get up out of here. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
What's
this
good?
Is Mr. Hampton.
Hey, this Keontae Hampton's dad. What's good? Talk to me.
What's up? What's going on?
What's up? You in Miami?
Man, nah, I couldn't go, man. I got a contract with FEMA, so we've been running Louisiana. I wasn't able to go.
Okay, go ahead. What you gotta say, Mr. Hampton?
Man, I'm just looking forward for tomorrow. You know, go Tigers. We're gonna take it. We're gonna bring it.
Hey, listen,
I'm looking for 40 to have a. I'm looking for 40 to have a big game, about 15 tackles, a couple sacks, and maybe a pick.
Hey, listen. He gets all that. He should walk away with a dub. We should walk away with a dub.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. We gonna win. I think they ready, man. I think the coaches, just getting them in line. It's kind of lackadaisical sometimes when you just thinking you're gonna go out there and dominate, but they've been staying on them, man. Facts. So that's a good thing.
Facts. Hey, Mr. Hampton, tell Keontae I wish him nothing but the best. And you stay tuned and locked into the game. And hey, make sure y'all come back for the pre and post game. All right.
Yes, sir. All right. You have a good one, Scotty.
You now. Hey, man, this game is going to be lit, guys, and everybody's looking forward to it. Listen, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate Blue for making time for us. I appreciate Spotlight. I appreciate CFL, even though he was having technical difficulty. Boy, that boy need a new phone and internet. Bad. I thought it was on me. But until next time, guys, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.